Hi, welcome to Matt 140. I just wanted to do a little video here to assist you with section 2.2. I had a question about the domain of the function g, and so let's just look at it together. Now this handout over here is Matt 140 2.2 homework -18, and so it's something I have available to you. I fill out a few of the problems and I upload it occasionally as people have questions. It lines up with the homework that you already did. I know it was due last night, but you can still do the homework. It's still available to you, and it's just a 5% penalty for each day. So if you have less than a 95%, it would make sense actually to go in and try to improve your score. So just be aware of that. Okay, so we're looking at just the domain of g of x. Now g of x is the square root of x plus 8, and we just want to find out what that domain is. Now I've pulled up my graphing calculator. If you hit y equals, let's graph this thing. The graph will actually tell us the domain just fine. So let me see here. So the square root function is the second function, x squared, and that'll get you the square root. You put in x plus 8. It's good to close that parenthesis. That means close the square root. And let's hit graph. Now you're going to see different things depending on if you have your standard Windows set up. Sometimes it's helpful to hit zoom. Excuse me just a second. Lost my mouse. Sometimes it's helpful to hit zoom and then choose number 6Z standard. Most graphs would fall under that category, and this one definitely does. So you see our graph there. It's what we're looking for are the areas, the x values, where it's defined. Where it's not defined, there is no graph. And so it's helpful to hit trace at this point. Trace is next to graph. It's one of those blue buttons at the top. And notice at 0, it's defined. The square root of 0 plus 8 is 2.82. If you move with your arrow, you can see it's defined other places. It's defined at negative 2.3. In fact, it's defined for all these values until you get around negative 8. And then suddenly, see how the y value disappears? It's because it's no longer defined there. G is not defined at negative 8.29, or actually any number to the left of negative 8. And so we've actually found the answer to this question by a little bit of trial and error. The domain of G, well, you might ask yourself, is negative 8 a possibility? Notice I put a bracket there. Go over here and type negative 8 and see if it works. Sure enough, there's an output. You get 0. But just to the left, it's not. To the right, it is, but not to the left of negative 8. So that's what we're going to say. We're going to start at negative 8, include negative 8. That's what that square bracket means. And we're going to head out to positive infinity. Well, I hope this helps. I'm working on some new equipment here and just giving things a try. So definitely email me, call me on the phone. I will do my best to help you out. Things are going really well. Keep up the good work.